Good afternoon. Happy Friday. It's Fashion Flair Friday, and I am always pleased to be here with you each week at 12 noon Pacific time, talking about some topic related to fashion. So today, well, I should say last week, we talked about travel packing. And so I thought, let's go ahead and continue the whole discussion because this is the time of year now, or actually, I should say, this is the season that we are all getting back out and doing our traveling. We've been locked down for 2 years, so everybody is raring to go. Whether you're going to go by car or whether you're going to go by plane, it doesn't matter. Because the one thing that I have found over the years when you're traveling or when I'm traveling is I want to be comfortable and I want to be able to have things that really support me. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I always like to say that the two qualities that have always characterized the philosophies of a good travel clothing brand are the comfort and the ease. So, comfort and ease. And so, when I look at travel brands, those are the things that I'm taking into account. So, one thing that I certainly have noticed is the minute you put the word travel in front of clothing, the price tag seems to go up. And so we might say, ooh, do we really want to spend that? But I would say, yes, sometimes we do. And then, no, sometimes we don't. It's kind of the same thing that happens in the wedding market, where the minute you put on um, the term wedding in front of a dress, the price seems to go up. But isn't it worth it when you've got the right dress that makes you feel wonderful, whether you're a wedding guest or you're the mother of the bride or whether you're the bride? So the same is similar in travel. So you have to be the judge of what's important. But I think that travel friendly clothes really have the properties such as I've written them down here. They need to be wrinkle resistant, in my opinion. They need to be odor resistant because we may not be able to wash them as much as we would like. They need to be breathable. They need to be easy to pack. They need to be hand washable and quick drying if you're going to be on a long trip and you may be, let's say, traveling in Europe or traveling somewhere where you're just not going to get to a washing machine quite so quickly. And the quick drying is important because if you're going to dry in your room or you're going to dry over an outdoor railing, yeah, you need it to dry very quickly. And of course, then we also want versatility in what we take with us. And I think too, having things that are multi-purpose is very important too. Talking about that mixing and matching that we did in last week's live. So those are the properties I think that I'm willing to pay a little bit more for. And how about you? That's the question. So I see I have some viewers here. Go ahead and say hello and tell me, are you planning to travel this summer? And if you are you going to be doing business travel or are you going to be more pleasure or vacation travel? So put that in the comments so I can see who we have here and where you're going. All right. So the properties of wrinkle resistant, odor resistant, breathable, easy to pack, hand washable and quick drying, versatile, and multi-purpose can be found in some athletic brands. So an athletic brand would be Athleta or Sweaty Betty or Zella or Nike. So, yes, you can find those kinds of things in those brands, and certainly they can travel very nicely too. There's also brands that specialize in performance apparel, and one of them happens to be Ministry of Supply is the name. So write down these names that I'm giving to you because what you probably want to do is take a peek. You'll also notice, however, that in the description of this video, I have included a catalog link for you again. I know many of you really enjoyed having access to the catalog link for the swimsuit. So this is kind of a catalog link now for some good brands that you may not have heard of before. So what did I mention? I mentioned Ministry of Supply, and then of course, Sweaty Betty, Athleta, Zella, excuse me, at Nordstrom's, and Nike. But I have found that there are also some other brands that are fashion brands that you probably have used. Uniqlo, Boston Proper, Chico's are just a few that I have used for traveling, packing for my clients. Now, what I want to do today, however, is I want to really focus on specifically the items and also the brands that are geared specifically for travel. And some of the brands are more expensive than others. And what you'll be able to do when you go to the catalog is you'll be able to go ahead and click on the photo. The photo will link you directly back to the brand website, and you'll be able to see the item that I'm referring to. And you'll also be able to then search around on their website and see other kinds of things. So I didn't put, every little thing in the catalog. I'm just giving you the basic brands that I think are wonderful for you to look at, and then a few of the key pieces that I also think, for me anyway, when I'm traveling, that are very, very important. So let's begin by saying, look at the brand Anatomy, Anatomie. All right, and you will see in the catalog a few of their pieces. But I would say that the Anatomy is a brand that is a little more sleek. It's a little more city friendly. They have performance fabrics, and they're very stylish and have practical touches. So one of the things that I like in the brand is they have mesh inserts. So especially if you're going to places where it's a little warmer and you want to have some breathability to the garments, then having these mesh inserts, sometimes they're down the side of the body, sometimes they're across the upper chest, sometimes they're actually the arms that are the mesh. And I like the ability to have cover, but I don't necessarily want a heavy fabric or a solid fabric. So I think mesh is a really great unique attribute of a travel piece. There also, within the Anatomy brand, there is a windbreaker. The item is called Merika, M-E-R-I-K-A, windbreaker. It's wrinkle and water resistant, and it's really stylish. And that's what I love about this brand. So we've got the performance, we've got the comfort, we've got the performance fabrics, but then we've got the super stylish part of it as well. This particular windbreaker has a detachable hood and interior pockets and comes in several different colors. So that's one brand, Anatomy. Another brand is called Gravitas, Gravitas. And one thing I like about this particular brand is that it's size inclusive. So there are a variety of sizes for all body shapes. And the story is that this particular brand was inspired by prominent women in history. So they name their dresses, or they name some of their pieces after these prominent women. So one is the Abigail Dress, and who's named after Abigail Adams. And you'll see that in the catalog. It can be worn by itself. It can be worn with a belt over it. It can be worn with a turtleneck under it. And it can be worn as a tunic with leggings underneath it as well. It comes in a variety of colors, and I think it's a really fun piece. So Gravitas is a brand to take a look at. All right, next brand would be Encircled, Encircled. It's made in Canada, And the thing I love about this, I'm going to just pull this up here, is they are very transparent in what how they actually manufacture. So they're very sustainable. And I'm just going to read something here when they talk about their fabrics. They say, "We believe in transparency in how we make our clothes and what they're made from. All fabrics are thoughtfully chosen to meet our high standards in wearability and sustainability. Our fabrics are soft against your skin, they drape beautifully, and are resistant to fading. Most importantly, the process to make these fabrics are sustainable and utilize low-impact dyes, positively impacting both the planet and your health." And I think this is really important today in all of our clothes, that we really pay attention to sustainability and so we can save our planet. So anyway, this is a unique concept. They have something called the carry-on kit, and it features a top, a cardigan, and pants that all can be worn together, but also can be worn in multiple ways uniquely by themselves. They also have something called the Chrysalis Cardigan. It's a real standout. I have put that in the catalog. And this converts from a cardigan to a dress to a wrap with like 8 different looks. So take a look at that. Very fun. So Encircled is that brand. Then the next brand is called Ven Store, Venstore. It is a London-based line that focused primarily on travel essentials in cashmere, wool, and in silk. And they have a travel blanket that is luxurious and it's stylish, and you can, take it with you on the plane, but you can wrap it around you for evening. And I think it's really a wonderful, wonderful piece. So you'll see that in the catalog as well. Another piece is called, another brand is called Diane Crowe, Kroe, and it's more of a made-to-order line, but they have a dress called the Origami Dress, which transforms into 13 different styles. So if you're somebody that really enjoys wearing dresses, but you want to change up your look, then we only really want to take one dress on the trip, right? But we want to be able to wear it in multiple ways. So take a look there. All right, then there is another brand called This Is a Day, and it's kind of hip. And again, capsule essentials, I would say. They've got easy day pants, and they've got something called Turn It Up pants that are particularly popular, I would say, because of comfort and fabrication. So just take a look at This Is a Day and pay attention specifically to their pants. I think they're quite nice. Another brand is called Vetta, Vetta capsules. This brand features 5-item capsules, and I'm all about capsule dressing. So, the idea is to take a few pieces and have them be able to mix and match and create multiple looks. Well, this brand allows you to do that quite nicely. So, maybe you're going to, in one of their capsules, you'll find a blazer and a top and some pants and a skirt and a cardigan that all can be worn together or in multiple ways, and a great carry-on, a friendly wardrobe. Another brand is called Pashco, Pashko. They make sustainable, high-quality travel clothes in high-tech fabrics. They do it for men and for women, and made in the USA, which I love. And pay attention to their cropped, pleated stretch tech travel pants, a very popular choice, and you'll see that in the catalog. Let's see. Lastly, I just want to tell you about Nume, N-U-M-I. It's not really a travel line, but what I love is that they make these very light, breathable base layer undershirts that you can wear to protect your clothing from underarm stains and odors. And especially when we're traveling, we may not have the opportunity to get to a washing machine. So wearing these breathable undershirts, they come in a variety of colors and they come in a variety of necklines and a variety of sleeve lengths. So take a look at that. The other brand that I particularly love, and I don't even wear it for travel, I mean, I do wear it for travel, but I wear it for home as well, is called Vuori, Vuori. I happen to be wearing the pants right at the moment. They do a variety. I happen to like the jogger style, and they feel like I am wearing my pajamas. I mean, they are so soft, and yet they don't look like pajamas. They come in, I think, about 17 different colors. And I have on a dark charcoal gray right at the moment. And what I love about them is they're dressy enough. The fabric is refined enough that it dresses them up a little bit. I can wear them not only at home and be comfortable as I'm sitting doing a live like this, but I can also go out and about. I could put a pair of jean jacket or a blazer jacket with it and feel really good. And comfort and ease, remember, are the two real key words. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. Let's see what we have. Betty, you said during the summer, I look like I'm on vacation even when I'm at home. Okay, well, then you're going to enjoy clicking on some of these links and, really seeing what's there for you. And Peggy, oh, you're coming to California. Okay. Next week, California, you're coming from the East Coast, a mix of association conference, some leisure activities, meeting friends, visiting. Oh, great. Oh, and then an Iceland cruise. See, everybody is dying to get out and to travel again. So I'm excited for you. And then, Liz, you're here, but just messy with my lunch. Okay, that's fine too. I'm sure you have some traveling as well. So I hope that what I've been able to do today is just to give you new resources to check out, because maybe you're like many of the women that I know, they go to the standard clothing fashion brands, like I said, the Chicos and Uniglow and so forth, but they don't really realize that there really are all of these wonderful travel brands that we have access to. So look at price point, certainly, but also know that, yes, these pieces that give us all these wonderful, unique characteristics and attributes that I described at the beginning really is what we're paying for. I can tell you that my Vuori joggers I have had probably for 3 years. You cannot even tell. It looks like I just bought them yesterday. So that's what we're paying the extra bucks for. So just remember that as you're doing your shopping, and knowing that, I always talk about that cost per wear. Sometimes if you buy something that is more expensive, but you wear it more often, the cost per wear is minimal, versus something that you buy that's very inexpensive, but you only wear once, the cost per wear is going to be very high. So think about that as you're doing your shopping for travel. And I hope you all have a wonderful travel season. I am not going to be going in too many places. Dave and I are celebrating our 40th anniversary next week, so we're going to go down to Paso Robles and do some wine tasting and dinner out and stay at a lovely resort down there. And that's probably going to be it for us this season, other than going to all the grandsons' baseball and let's see, what other tournament? I think soccer is just about over. But yes, we're going to be doing lots of baseball. So baseball and celebrating an anniversary is what's on tap for us. So comfort and ease are definitely my mantra for the summer. So let's see here. It doesn't look like I see any questions. I hope that you enjoy going to the catalog and just snooping around, and don't hesitate. If you ever need to help with defining things or picking out things or packing for a trip, that's one of the things I really enjoy doing. So that's it for this Fashion Flair Friday, and I look forward to seeing you back here next week. Take care. Bye now.